HealthyHouseplants.com, where I teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. If you'd like to support my show, check out the description box below for the many ways to do that. Today we're going to talk about arrowhead vine, botanically known as Syngonium podophyllum, and how to keep this lovely plant healthy and happy in your indoor garden. Syngoniums are one of my favorite easy to grow house plants. They make a statement indoors. They grow quickly under the right conditions, and I honestly think they just don't get the attention they deserve. They're also very good at purifying the air in your home. So really good plant overall. Syngonium is native from Mexico through parts of Central and South America, and it's a tropical evergreen vine that can trail or climb. Indoors, it commonly grows 3 to 6 feet long eventually. And in this video, I'm using my beautiful Batik variety as the example because that veining, as you can see, is just so pretty. Okay, so now let's talk about how you can keep this plant healthy and happy in your indoor garden. Lighting. Syngonium likes medium to bright indirect light. Bright light helps it grow faster and keeps the foliage looking its best, but avoid direct sunlight which can scorch the delicate leaves. A great spot is in front of an eastern window or 2 to 3 feet back from a southern or western window so the light is bright but filtered. It's also a low light tolerant, especially in winter, but growth will slow down and you may see less vibrant coloring. And it thrives under full spectrum lighting. So that's a really good way to get that lighting in during the months of the year when there is less light. Watering. Syngonium likes even moisture, but it does not like soggy soil. The plant will succumb to root rot, so you want to keep it consistently moist, but still allow for the soil to breathe. Water when the top couple of inches of soil have dried out, then water thoroughly and let it drain completely. During spring and summer, you'll water more often, and in winter, you'll reduce watering. If you're using a moisture meter, water when it hits 4 and before it drops to 3. Overwatering symptoms include, for this plant, yellowing leaves and leaf drop and mushy lower stems. Those are big root rot flags, especially the mushy lower stems and the base of the plant as well, which is generally in the center of the plant, but it can be spread out throughout with this plant. Underwatering symptoms include drooping, crisping, and browning leaves. Fertilizing. Fertilize Syngonium once a month during spring through early fall with a well-balanced organic fertilizer suited for houseplants. My Batik here was planted with my Green Gourmet houseplant food, and I'll put a link below. You want to not fertilize in winter when growth has slowed for this plant, as you would do for many houseplants. Okay, humidity. Syngonium prefers a humid environment and does great around 40 to 50% humidity and higher. If your home is dry, say 35 or below on a consistent basis, you're going to want to increase humidity with a pebble tray, humidifier, and grouping plants because plants humidify each other. A hygrometer is a great tool for checking the humidity level in your home, and it also checks the temperature for you as well. And speaking of temperature, because it's tropical, Syngonium prefers warm temperatures, so keep this plant above 60 degrees Fahrenheit with a comfortable range being between 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid cold drafts and sudden temperature swings for this plant because she won't react well to that. Repotting. Syngonium is a vigorous grower, so how often you repot depends partly on how big you want it to get. In general, refresh the potting mix in spring and repot about every other year or sooner if it becomes pot bound. And pot bound is when there's way too many roots in the pot, and when you water, the water rushes out quickly and the plant dries out quite a bit. So here are some more signs that it's ready to repot. There you're going to see circling at the bottom of the pot. If you were to take the plant out and look at the roots at the bottom, they would be circling, and also roots coming out of the drainage hole. When you go to pot up, go up just one pot size and use a rich, well-draining potting mix. I'll put a link below for my favorite for this plant and many houseplants. Pruning. Prune Syngonium to keep it bushier and prevent it from getting too viney and long with really long stems, unless you really like the long stems. Pinch the tips of longer stems to encourage branching, and always remove older, tired stems. So, you know, things that are browning and things like that. Okay, and here's a fun thing to know about Syngoniums. The leaves can change shape as the plant matures. So what'll happen is the adult leaves will become even more lobed over time, which is really fun to watch. So you're looking for you can see the difference between the younger and older leaves. Pests and diseases. Syngonium is usually pretty easygoing, but it can get common houseplant pests like spider mites, mealybug, and scale. Treat mealybugs and scales with isopropyl alcohol and neem oil, and spider mites are best treated by keeping the area around the plant moist, as they like things dry, and you can also treat them with horticultural oil or any of the insecticidal soaps as well. And you do want to watch out for root rot with this plant, as mentioned prior, and that would come from overwatering. It's also a good idea to avoid keeping the foliage wet for long periods, because it can be susceptible to leaf spot disease, which will show up if your foliage stays too moist on a prolonged basis and if the air circulation is poor. Propagation. Propagate Syngonium in late spring through summer using stem cuttings. Take a cutting with at least one node and then root it in water or directly in a moist rooting medium. Syngoniums usually root readily from cuttings, which is a really good thing about them. Like I said, these are such great plants to grow in your indoor garden. I'm going to give you a little bit closer view of this beauty too here as well. Is this plant safe for pets? Syngonium, unfortunately, is toxic to cats and dogs because it contains insoluble oxalate crystals. So chewing on the leaves can cause mouth irritation, drooling, vomiting, and difficulty swallowing. So you want to keep this plant out of the reach of pets and little kiddos who like to nibble on plants. So there you go for how to grow this beautiful, beautiful Syngonium. Thank you for stopping by today. Please leave any comments for any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And please check the bell if you'd like to be notified when new videos are released.